your attention to the screen.
It's been an honor for Jacob and I to MC this afternoon, knowing that we are filling very big shoes. When Cheryl Colbert stood here, it was as if she were sitting in her living room having an easygoing, fun-loving, great conversation with each of us. Please enjoy this video as we reflect on the legacy she left on our school and community.
Thank you for asking us to do this. It's just hard to believe that Cheryl's not here with us this afternoon or at the talent showcase. Cheryl was one of the very first people that I had a chance to meet when I came to Paynesville for my interview. I was interviewed by staff members at the elementary school, and I remember Cheryl asking a question about scheduling and if I would be able to help. And I said, yes, I would love to help with scheduling. I just don't want to make any enemies. And she had the best chuckle over that, and her beautiful smile making me feel comfortable. And I just felt that if I would be hired for that position, that Cheryl would be somebody that I would connect with. And certainly that's what happened. One of our first things was that the 4 C's got together. Cheryl Colbert, Cheryl Bunham, Claire Stumo, and I. We had a wonderful time singing, because music is definitely a love of Cheryl's. And we had little t-shirts that had C's on, and it's a great memory of being together and making music together. And music was so important in her life, in the lives of her family members. And so there's definitely a connection that way.
Well, I think of all the years, I came here in 1986, and her girls were pretty young. They were in elementary school at the time, but how the whole Colbert family was a huge part of the whole choral program starting to develop, because Kim and Crystal were both wonderful singers, and they grew up through the program. And Cheryl, along with some other parents, helped start what we call People Promoting Music when the choir was first starting to come around, and they were accepted to perform at the state convention. And at that point, we had really, really old robes, so Cheryl was part of People Promoting Music, raising money to help buy new robes so that when we sang at the state convention that we would have some nice robes. She helped organize them when they got here and take them out of the boxes, and she was just so instrumental in so many things in developing the whole program. In fact, when we started lettering, we had a lettered in choir, and we had People Promoting Music decided we should be doing some kind of lettering program. And she took it upon herself to organize and take all the sheets home and figure out who had lettered each year. So she did that for quite a while, and then once her kids graduated, then I took it over. And it's a big process, so I really appreciate all of her work.
My fondest memories of Cheryl were particularly from the 5-year period when I worked with her at the Paynesville Lutheran Church. We were co-directors of the adult choir. And when we went to pick the music for each year's repertoire, that's sort of when her taste in music really showed up. We would get these sampler CDs from these publishing companies, and we'd each go through them separately and listen to them and mark our favorites on the brochure with a star. And then we'd meet together, and we'd always start breaking out into laughter. She had picked all the gospel stylings and jazz stylings. She really liked those, and I really went more contemporary. So we'd always see we're sort of at extremes. We'll have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So we worked very well together, picking out music together to get a nice broad spectrum of styles. But that was always a fun time when we looked and saw what we really preferred.
She always had a great sense of humor. I mean, to laugh, and she loved really getting people into the music, you know, not just to stand there. The spiritual tradition and the gospel tradition, and getting us Lutherans to move and feel comfortable with that was very difficult.
Good afternoon. Got it better than that. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming out on this
of us, for the audience members, for her family, and for all of us on the Arts Council. Cheryl's one of those people who is a rock in any committee, any group that she would be involved in. She would be that rock where you knew you could count on her, and you knew that she would come through with whatever she was working on.
It's really hard because she, even before it was the Community Talent Showcase that raised money for the auditorium, she and Roy were a huge part of our actual, it was a yearly fundraiser for the food shelf, and we would have that yearly. And I think it was 20 years before we even jumped into the one for the auditorium that we had something going on every year that they were a part of. And they were wonderful MCs together. They would always kind of bounce off each other, and she was so organized. She could write her own scripts, and she was so creative at coming up with things to say and just going with the flow. And if something wasn't quite ready, she could fill in the time. So she just was so capable.
We miss her, and she's left a legacy, though.
Her passion and commitment really helped get us off the ground, and to think back at all the time that she gave and to realize how giving she was of her time helps encourage all of us to continue to give our time so that our future students and community members will be able to also experience music in this community the way that she and Roy and all of her girls really helped start to spark things going.
Definitely a love of learning for the kids. Definitely her joy of music, everywhere. Her joy of music at church, her joy of music at school, her joy of music within her family, within her community, making the showcase an important thing. And just a huge legacy of what she's done.
Roy and Crystal and Kim and Courtney, your mom, meant so much to so many people. I know she meant a lot to you, but she really impacted many, many people in this community and beyond. And we really miss her. We know that she's watching over us, and she's proud of everything that's going on, and hope that it will continue.
And her love of her family. Roy and Cheryl have the most beautiful love story to share, and with their girls and spouses and grandbabies. It was so fun to see her become a grandma and see the pictures of those sweet little ones. And so how important that was, and what a legacy she has left here with our community. So to Roy and all the family members, just know that we miss her as well, and we're so grateful that God connected all our dots and that we got to know each other. Roy and ladies and grandbabes, whoever gets to come that day or seeing this message, how much we loved Cheryl and how much she made an impact in all of our lives. And we wish you all well.
And that's going to end a wonderful afternoon. Please drive safely and have a wonderful spring and summer.
The Colbert family and friends, please stand to be recognized. Thanks to everyone who helped put that video together. The words of this next song are true to life, as we just witnessed. People come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn and we need are led to those who help most to grow. Because I knew you, I have been changed for good. Sophie Strand and Kirsten Campbell are going to sing For Good from the Broadway musical Wicked. Kirsten and Sophie stated that after seeing Wicked on Broadway this past fall, when our band and choir traveled to New York City, that was their appreciation for this song and musical became even stronger.
ship blown from its mooring by a wind of dust, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant world. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for. But then I guess we know that flame to share, and nothing seems to matter anymore. Like a clouded cloud as it passes us by a wind of the stream that meets the sea halfway through the world. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Next group of singers started singing together after they improvised the national anthem while standing outside at a restaurant in New York. A very inspiring trip. We were then delighted to have them sing the national anthem at our basketball games this past season. Please welcome Delaney Ignace, Maddie, and Cora Hedges singing God is a Woman.
See if you deserve what comes next. I'm telling you the way I like it, how I want it. And I can be all things we can be. from here and pushing. And he said there is one company. It's all in me. You love it how I move you. You love it how I touch you, my one. When all is said and done, you believe God is a woman. And I feel it after midnight. I feel it that you can't find my one. When all is said and done, you believe God is a woman. You believe God. You believe God. You believe God. You believe God. You believe God is coming to get back. You believe God is stolen. You believe God is coming to get back. You believe God is stolen. You believe God, God's one. 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 You believe God, yeah, yeah. You believe God, oh. You believe God's woman.
And now we'd like to welcome our friend Ashley Lai to the stage. Ashley will be playing Scene Day Concert by Max Denmark. She received a 40 out of 40 for a score on the solo and ensemble contest just last month. Ashley loves playing the tuba and is happy she can play for us today. She is accompanied by Carrie Shoemaker. Please welcome them, Ashley Lai.
we had the good fortune of attending Les Miserables at the Orpheum Theater thanks to a generous support of Paul Bugby and Leo Lewis. It was an incredible musical experience that one of many of us enjoyed bringing back to the school. The high school performed Les Miserables medley at their last concert, and these students in our next act decided to gather an ensemble together to sing One Day More, which they did for the Sweet Fest in February. This song features each student on a part coming together as a whole at the end. They say their practices don't even feel like practices when they get together because they're all passionate about singing and the theater. Welcome, Evan Lanning, Kirsten Campbell, Sophie Strand, Cora Henches, Cameron O'Connick, Andrews Riefel, and Eric Johnson.
One day more, another day, another destiny, this never-ending road to Calvary. These men who seem to know my crime will surely on the second time, one day more. Until today, how can I live and be hearted? One day more. Tonight will be miles away, and yet with you my world has started. One more day all on my own, will we ever meet again? One day with him not caring, I was born to be with you. What a life I might have known, and I swear I will be true, but he never saw me there. One more day before the storm, at the barricades of freedom, when our ranks begin to form, do I stay, do I dare? Will you take your place with me? The time is now, the day is here. One day more till revolution. We will live it in the mud. We'll be ready for these schoolboys. They will wet themselves in blood. Catch them as they fall. Never know your weapons are free for a while. Here's a little tip, there's a little touch. Most of them are gone, so they won't this much. One day, two, a new beginning. Raise the flag of freedom high. Every man will be your king. Every man will be your king. There's a new world for the winning. There's a new world to be won. Do you hear the people sing? One place is here, our hearts renew. One day more.
Constance Moore has been singing since she was 3, and the songs she could sing when she was 3 was Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas, which she did in the exact key she heard. She has always loved to sing and has a great tone memory. We're excited to hear Constance sing Dream a Little Dream of Me.
Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty-night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me
Hey Sophie, did you hear about the guy who invented the first knock-knock joke?
No, I didn't.
He won the Nobel Prize.
Good one, Jacob.
You know, I've always wanted to join the church's bell ringing group. They said they would show me the ropes.
You'd be really inspired, too. And this group will inspire us. This afternoon, we have the treat of hearing the Paynesville Lutheran Church Bell Choir. Here's a little fact about their handbells. The smaller bells, the higher the sound, and the larger bells, the lower the sound. If you were to buy middle C, it would be $310.
PLC Bell Choir has been ringing for 4 years, and the song they're playing for us today is one of their favorites. Let's use our hands and welcome the PLC Bell Choir as they play Reflection On for the Beauty of the Earth.
Together to collectively make music as we've seen this afternoon. Did you know that there is scientific evidence that being involved in the arts improves your life? A 2013 study found that participation in the arts at school and attendance at arts events in the community are both factors associated with success.
So everyone here today, on the stage and in the audience, is better off because of the events like this talent showcase? That's incredible.
And for our community, research shows that arts involvement contributes to positive climate outcomes.
How does that impact global warming?
No, a different kind of climate. Having arts in your community improves the way a community feels, looks, and interacts with its members.
Got it. The studies show that the arts help people connect, understand common standards and beliefs, and find unique and positive ways for members to interact.
We are truly blessed. It's obvious that our community is dedicated to arts integration. We are grateful for everyone who helps make that happen.
Ellie Hu is now returning to our stage to play a Bruck violin concerto. Ellie has been playing since she was 8 years old and joined her school's orchestra at age 9. Her favorite composer is Kachowski. She was introduced to Jean Lewis a few months ago when Ellie was in need of an accompanist in order to play at the contest at Wilmer Education and Arts Center. Ellie won the contest, and we would like to hear what she played. Congratulations, Ellie. Ladies and gentlemen, Ellie Group and Jean Lewis.
hard to believe we're almost near the end of our talent showcase. We want to thank you all for being here this afternoon. At this time, we'd like to thank the Arts Council for all their work in keeping the arts an important part of our community, as all of you do with your support too. As was stated at the beginning, this show is the sole fundraiser for the Paynesville Arts Council, and all the proceeds are invested directly back into this facility and arts programming in our community. Just this past Wednesday, repairs were made to our front curtain. Envision this, with Matt Dickhausen as the chauffeur driving the lift, Jeannie Brandt wielding the needle and being hoisted high into the air, the needed repairs were made. It's also to be said that Matt wielded the needle and sewed the curtains as well. Thank you for being above and beyond in serving the Arts Council. We're also excited about the recent purchase of some tech equipment to enable events to be live streamed from the auditorium, just as we've enjoyed live stream sporting events this past year.
It's a venue like this where we see the talent and support all of the talent that our community possesses. We are truly blessed. Our last talented group this afternoon has only been in existence for about 5 months. They're all members of another singing group, the Youth Choral of Central Minnesota, as well as a part of Mrs. Bungham's choir here at PHS. We will hear from Eric Johnson, Emma Shoemaker, Delaney Ignace, Evan Lanning, and Kirsten Campbell, known as Quintessence. They'll be singing How Great Thou Art a cappella. They've also been asked to sing at the West Central Convention Center Spring Show this Saturday at WEAC in Wilmer. Shows are at 4 and 7:30 p.m. and tickets are still available. Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Quintessence.
We're actually going to be singing a song called Prayer of the Children tonight. Can you hear the prayer of the children on bended knee in the shadow of an unknown room?
Crying, Jesus, help me to feel the sun again upon my face. For when darkness clears, I know you're near, bringing peace again.
Reached the end of our show, and I'm going to give one more joke to let you go out here, and hopefully it's not too bad. All right, I'll give two. Why can't a bike stand by itself?
I don't know.
Because it's too tired. All right, this is for all the audience too. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Razor.
Razor who?
Raise your hands if you had fun today. Drive safely, and we'll see you next year. Well, we may not be here because we're graduating, but somebody else will. So thank you, and stay cool, Paynesville.